Hello everyone, welcome to USCE 101. I am Rashi, and in this series we are going to dive deep into the world of US clinical experience for international medical graduates. So if you're an IMG that's just, starting out on a USMLE journey and are looking to do US clinical experience, this series is tailored specifically for you. In this series, we're going to talk about everything from the documents that you'll need to apply to electives, then how exactly do you apply and get into these electives. I'll also talk a little bit about how you can do great on your rotations, ace your rotations, and get that strong letter of recommendation. And in the end, I'll also talk about some of my experiences that I've had as an international visiting medical student during my elective. Let's kick off today's episode with the documents that you'll need to apply to USC. The first thing that you'll need is your CV. Now, CV should tell your professional story at a glance. Include your medical school grades, any achievements that you might have in medical school, like quizzes that you might have participated in, or won, any research that you are a part of or have published. It's okay even if it's not published. Any research experience that you might have in medical school, any volunteer work that you do as a part of your medical school or maybe before that, any cultural activities that you are a part of. For example, I was a part of the music society of my medical school, and you could be part of like a dance club or like a drama society, just anything. Put it on your CV because that's going to bring out skills about you that are not related to medicine, but also like shape you as an individual and definitely complement your skills as a medical professional. So yeah, make sure you have your CV ready. Put everything, compile everything. Put up a nice photo if you can, like a professional headshot. Include your contact info and make a nice PDF of your CV. Keep that ready because you will need to send that in whenever these elective or USCE things open up. The second thing you need is your TOEFL scores. A lot of these hospitals and universities require you to prove your proficiency in English, and how you do that is by your TOEFL scores. TOEFL is basically an English proficiency exam. Unlike OET, it is not, separate for medical students. So it's a generic exam. It's pretty simple if you're proficient in English. Like, it took me a week to prepare for the TOEFL exam. And I would recommend giving it earlier, like sooner than later. Because first of all, you'll need to book a date. And then you'll give the exam, and then the score also takes a little bit of time to be reported. So this is a pretty long process, and I would definitely recommend applying for TOEFL and giving your TOEFL and having your results in hand way before you start applying for electives, because the results are valid for, I believe, 2 years, so that's more than enough time for you. Many institutes have this cutoff thing that you have to just get marks above the cutoff. And I gave TOEFL as an IBT, so like a computer-based test. And for IBT, I think above 100 is a pretty safe score. Above 110, great score. They do focus more on your English speaking skills. So make sure you have like a great speaking score. Like a safe score would be above 22 or 24. And that should allow you to get in almost anywhere. With a couple of exceptions, I'll talk about them in a later video. The third thing that you need is a good standing certificate from the dean of your medical school. It is a certificate or a letter that says that you are a student of this medical school and that you are a student in good standing, you have passed so and so exams, and you have attended these many clinical rotations. And if your medical school, the medium of teaching in your medical school is in English, then make sure that is included. And yeah, that just makes that's a basic pro forma of what is included in the good standing certificate. The next thing that you need are your medical school transcripts, and they include your grades. So the scores that you have gotten in your medical school exams, and also any credits that you have gotten for the rotations that you did in your home institution. The next thing that you'll need is an immunization form. AMC has a fixed format for their immunization form that's standard, and that has to be filled by a registered doctor, and then you have to attach that with your application. What it has is the proof of vaccinations, like your childhood vaccinations, and then the proof of immunity by titers. Then if you are from a country like India, you'll also need to do like a test for TB, like something like the quantiferon gold. Then you need your Hep B vaccination series done, and you also need to show proof of immunity for that. You also need your COVID vaccination and booster doses. I will link the actual form in the description so that you can have a look. Another thing that a few places require is a personal statement. So it is a little bit like your residency personal statement, where you explain, why you got into medicine, your journey in medicine, and any incidents that you might have that have shaped your journey, and maybe a little bit about why you are applying to this position, like for this elective, and why what appeals to you about the program, and why you want to be a medical student on their team. And it definitely takes a little bit of time to compose your personal statement and do the edits. So keep it ready, have a concept ready or maybe a draft ready, so that you can then tailor it to the institutions that you are applying to for your electives. These are broadly the documents that you'll need to apply to USCE and get your USCE journey started. So what's next after these documents? The actual application process, right? And I'll definitely be talking about that in the future video. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like and subscribe, because in the coming videos of the series, I'll talk in depth about my USCE experience, my tips, and basically the advice that I wish I had before I started my rotations. And yeah, if you want to see more of my USCE journey and my experience, then be sure to follow me on Instagram, because that's also where I share like bits and pieces of my life as an international medical student. So yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.